What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the best rods in Roblox Fisch. So there are so many rods in Roblox Fisch. I feel like players in Fisch waste their time getting a lot of rods that aren't really necessary. So I'm going to be going over all the best rods to use in Roblox Fisch at all different stages of the game, as well as the best enchants, baits, and fishing locations for all of them. 9 different rods, starting from the Flimsy Rod and ending with the Tryhard Rod. So basically, as you guys all know, when you first start playing the game, you are going to have the Flimsy Rod. You don't even really need to use this at all. I have 0 fish caught on this, even though I obviously have all the other rods. Never had to use it, and that's because I just instantly went to the carbon rod, but I actually recommend the fast rod for the second rod. The way you can just totally skip having to grind like 2,000 or 4,500 coins or whatever is by redeeming a bunch of active codes. And if we go to the active codes, there are a ton that give money. Sorry reward gives 1,500. The Kraken gives 2,500. Sorry guys gives 1,000. Atlantean Storm gives another 1,000. Golden Tide gives another 2,000. New Year gives 1,000. Fishmas Day gives another 1,000. Northern Expedition gives another 1,000. And then Merry Fishmas gives 500. So if you're just starting the game, redeem all those codes to get some money. Then go ahead and buy yourself the fast rod over here, which is going to be the second rod of the sky. And if we go to the stats, it is 70% lure speed, 10% luck, 0.05 control, -5 resilience, and then a max kilograms of 175. Basically, just go ahead and use that rod. Go ahead and use the fast rod over here at Moosewood until you reach level 5. Once you reach level 5, go ahead and buy yourself the rowboat for 700 coins in the game to get off Moosewood Island. Then you're going to want to head to Roslit Bay, because that's where the next rod, the rapid rod, is going to be. But Roslit Bay is also just a good grinding location in general. For the first couple of rods, if you grind at Roslit Bay over here, if I turn my fish radar on, you guys can see there's a ton of fish just like in this little ocean over here, or bay. And this location is pretty good for the first couple of starter rods, as well as the Atlantean Storm area near the Grand Reef whenever it's in Aurora. I definitely recommend that. You get a lot of money. But yeah, so the next rod is going to be the Rapid Rod, which is for 14,000 coins. Pretty decent, and the stats are decent. You don't really need to enchant your rod or anything at this point, or focus on any bait. If you want to use bait, you can just go ahead and use some basic baits or whatever. Then yeah, once you have the rapid rod, just grind up to 55,000 coins, and you can grind in Roslit Bay or Atlantean Storm or wherever you like. And once you have 55,000, you're going to want to buy the Midas Rod. Now, the Midas Rod spawns at the Traveling Merchant. The Traveling Merchant has a chance to spawn at Sunstone Island, Moosewood, Roslit Bay, or Terrapin Island, and whenever the Traveling Merchant spawns, it'll say notification at the top of the screen, and there's about a 50% chance it'll have the Midas Rod, and a 50% chance it'll have the Mythical Rod. The reason the Midas Rod is so good is because all fish you catch with it become like the Midas mutation, which gives 2 times value, so all your fish just suddenly are worth 2 times more. And at this point, you can start enchanting. You can go ahead and get yourself, or buy yourself, or fish yourself some enchant relics. And I would recommend the Hasty Enchantment on the Midas Rod. And Hasty Enchantment, any enchantment you can get at the Statue of Sovereignty. The next rod after the Midas Rod is going to be the Mythical Rod over here, which also spawns from the Traveling Merchant, as I just said. There's about a 50% chance for it to be Midas and about a 50% chance for it to be Mythical. Now, the Mythical Rod is 90,000 coins. It has a 30% chance to be Mythical, which gives a 4.5 times value. And again, the optimal enchant for this, I would say, is probably Hasty. Any bait that gives good lure speed is good for the Mythical Rod, because the lure speed is kind of low. The stats are 40% lure speed, 50% luck, 0.05 control, 0.05% resilience, and 2,000 max kilograms. Now, once you have the Mythical Rod, this is a pretty decent grinding rod, and I would recommend to really focus on unlocking locations at this stage of the game. Unlock Vertigo, unlock the Depths, unlock Atlantis, Mariana's Veil, all those things, and specifically Mariana's Veil, because that is where the next rod is going to be. So you are going to need your submarine, and you are going to need to unlock the Mariana's Veil, which there are a decent amount of videos on if you guys don't know how to do that or don't already have it unlocked. The next rod is going to be the Volcanic Rod, which is right in the center of this lava lake or whatever, which is past the obby that I just completed. The Volcanic Rod is going to be 400,000 coins in the game, and the stats are very, very good. This is going to be your first semi-advanced rod. I would say it has 30% lure speed, 90% luck, 0.1 control, 15% resilience, and 25,000 max kilograms. Again, the best enchantment for this one too is also probably going to be hasty, and the best bait is really just going to be any standard lure speed bait. But the best location to fish with the Volcanic Rod is just going to be over here, the volcanic vents. This is also one of the best just money-making spots and best grinding spots in the entire game. Specifically, the volcanic vents during the daytime is the best place to grind in the entire game, actually. And all the next rods, this is going to be basically the main place you want to grind. But yeah, you do need the submarine to unlock this area. So yeah, that is why I say after you get the Mythical Rod, it's just going to be mainly unlocking areas. And now the next rod is also going to be focused on unlocking an area. The next rod is going to be the Heavens Rod, and I have a guide on how to get this. It is pretty hard. You need about 3 million coins in total because the rod itself is about 1.75 million. And then you need to get 4 crystals to unlock an area on the Northern Expedition. You need to fully also complete the Northern Summit. Now, it is kind of complicated to explain how to fully do the Heavens Rod quest to get the Heavens Rod, but I will leave a card to my video in the corner over there or wherever I'm pointing, because the way to get it hasn't changed or anything since I made my video. But yeah, Heaven's Rod is really, really good because there's a 35% chance to get Heavenly, which gives a 6 times multiplier. The best enchant is probably also just going to be Hasty or maybe Steady if you struggle with like the control, because the control is kind of bad. Again, any lure speed baits. And the best places to fish, I would say, still fish in volcanic vents. And now the 8th rod, we're on to the 8th rod out of 9 rods. The 8th rod will be the Prism Rod, which costs 15 million coins in the calm zone, which is the final area of the Mariana's Veil. Now, this is a very endgame rod, basically. This has a 50% chance to give Prismize, which is an 8 times multiplier. The best enchant is probably Blessed Song, but if you don't have the Song of the Deep or whatever it's called, you could also just get Immortal or Steady as well. And I would also just fish in the calm zone with the Prism Rod. But yeah, so now for the final rod you want to try and get as a part of your rod progression journey is going to be the Tryhard Rod. Now, the reason a lot of different other guides are outdated or whatever is because this rod just became obtainable to normal players about 2 weeks ago. It was available to content creators for the past couple of months, but it is now actually available. You can either buy it for 1 billion coins, which is absolutely insane, or you can complete a quest, or 3 separate quests actually. If you go over to Roslit Bay, if you essentially just complete this entire obby over here and get to the top of the volcano, then there will be this guy right over here. His name is Rod, and he is one of the developers for Fisch, and he actually follows me on Twitter, which is absolutely epic. I already got the Tryhard Rod, so it doesn't actually give me the quest or whatever, but the quest, for anyone who doesn't know, number 1 is achieve 10 perfect catches in a row with the Flimsy Rod. Number 2 is perfect cast and perfect catch 25 fish with the Flimsy Rod. And number 3 is catch 1 Megalodon or Kraken with an invincible Tryhard Flimsy Rod using Tryhard Worm Bait. Now, there are a lot of videos on how to do this. The Tryhard Rod is the best rod in the entire game, though, because it has a 17 times multiplier guaranteed on every single catch. It has 999% luck, and it is called a Tryhard Rod because it is actually difficult to catch with, though. The bar is very, very small. Anyways, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on the video. Let's try and reach 197 likes. If you guys want me to do a full Tryhard Rod guide, like how to get it, then let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so we can reach 100k. Join my Discord server for all fish giveaways and leaks and everything. And yep, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next Roblox Fish video.